Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus once again. I want to call myself your protector. I look after you. I try to protect you from things that you are unaware of. The bears out there that are walking around in the sand and also in the snow. Walking around not only in that, but on the highway, on the pavement, and in the sky, in the air. All of these things carry danger. Danger that could sneak up on you unless you quite aware, or somebody standing in the gap for you. So I thought I was standing in the gap a little bit. This is the day after Thanksgiving 2017. I'm lying in the bed. TV program just went off, and I recognized something that was so instructional. I thought I'd better tell you about it. It's something like this. There is a movie, that program that I just got a chance to see, and the program is Cheyenne Bodie. The name of the program is called The Angry Sky. That's the episode, The Angry Sky. It's about a Judge Granger, and it hit me so well that I just wanted to share this with you. It was a story about a man who is representative of some men throughout the world. They're con artists, and they are no good. This particular guy, he seemed to have been on top of the world. This guy had a beautiful wife who had a beautiful sister. This man who had a fantastic job, who had plans to conquer so much. And his thing was, because he wasn't smart enough to do it. I don't know if anybody's smart enough to do it. So he played the game that other folks play. He decided to become a crook, and a good one. But he hid it because I heard his wife say at the program that he was one of those guys he thinks everybody's stupid. Everybody that he runs across is as stupid as they can be. And he is the smartest man. Ladies and gentlemen, go look it up. It's called what is that? The Angry Sky, Cheyenne Bodie. And the criminal in it is called Judge Granger. His wife, when she got pissed off with him, fed up with him, she got in a situation where you can look it up and see it. She told him, so everybody's not as foolish as you think you are, as you think we are. And you're not as smart as you think you are. She says, for instance, I know what you did. I know you brought me out here and put me on this big hill. I was the prettiest woman in town. You wanted to make sure nobody ever made a pass at me. You put me out here. She said you treated me in a certain way, but I let you because I didn't want you to think that I didn't care about you. And I know this is the only way you would accept me, is to pretend like you were the greatest. And so I pretended like you were the greatest until I found out my sister told me trying to get into bed with her. Now, what Granger had done, Granger had got out and went and robbed the Wells Fargo. And Cheyenne Bodie was chasing after him. Now, nobody knew who Granger was because Granger is smart and everybody else is stupid. Make a long story short, Granger was pretty smart. He set up a rifle, pretended like he had gone far by sending his horse, and this Cheyenne Bodie went to follow his horse, to trail his horse. He had a trap set up with a shotgun. And when Cheyenne got in the path of it, he was shot in the back. However, Cheyenne started the show, so he definitely didn't die. Make a long story short, it finally worked out that Cheyenne Bodie, you know the story goes. This is what I tell you. A lot of things going on in the world. But you are told about everything that happens. They tell you right now when a celebrity is going to die, how he's going to die. They will put it on an episode, in some movie, something, somewhere. You might have to go back a couple of years to see it or to hear it, or it might not have to go back that far. But it tells you exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and I almost tell you who's going to do it. But everybody gets away because they say it's conspiracy theories, all that old crap. But ladies and gentlemen, I do want you to know, and many of you already know it, that there's nothing that's done that he is, nothing new. And when things are done, they are held up on a banner to let you know it's going to be done. But you have been trained so well not to even see it. And how do they train you? They train you by putting stuff before you, before your eyes. Make you think it's unbelievable. And there it is, real. So, why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because I got a lot of white people who are my brothers and sisters. Who are those white people? All of them. But I want you white people to know that black people are not as stupid as you think they are. No, we're not as stupid. We know who you are. Some of us got different conclusions as to why you are. Now, for me, I'm sure whatever conclusion others have, I've had it. But I've evolved to the point that you are not just an evil people, no more than anybody else that you think is evil. You have been trained to be evil. And it's not even really your fault. As a baby came into the world and learned how to drink goat's milk instead of mom's milk. The baby had no problem drinking goat's milk. You gave him mom's milk when he got big, he wouldn't take it. Why? Because he grew up on goat's milk. And when you start talking about the truth and what's real in life, you don't know what the hell that is. Why? Because you grew up on goat's milk. Now, that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. Now, you think you're so smart, but because I'm your brother and I'm not trying to take advantage of you, I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of crime and violence in this country. And you got criminals all locked up in jail. You got them in prison. You're doing all kinds of things with them. But I'm going to tell you, 99% of the people that you got in prison are wonderful people. They should not be in prison. But what allows the systems to continue to exist that they indulge themselves in, that you call criminal, that was set up by people who are not in jail. If you're going to put somebody in jail, they are the ones supposed to be in jail. But then that would be no good, because I learned the lesson of that too, and I want to share that lesson with you. Let me use an example. A thief. Now, there are really, I don't care what you think about it, two reasons for stealing. One is for survival, one is for greed. Greed is wrong, straight up wrong, just wrong, wrong, wrong. But if you don't know any better, you got to learn better. For survival, it's wrong too. But at least it doesn't slap you in the face as that which took away your survivability. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying this to you. Because of the ignorance that you've been taught, you don't recognize that everybody that becomes a criminal is an expression that's held up before your face. Let me say it again. Everybody in this country and in this world that's a criminal is held before your face to tell you that you are a loser, to tell you that the things that you are doing are as backward and as wrong as can be, but you'll never see it. Why? Because you've been drinking goat's milk. You've been drinking goat's milk. How in the world you can take a man that's greedy and he can come and exploit you? You probably didn't even know it. But once he exploited you, you knew it. So what do? Do you yield to this? What made him do it? He got an advantage to it. He took advantage of you. He did something to you that made it okay for him and not okay for you. So what happens? What makes him do it again? You let him do it again because he got away with it. Like I said, you might not have known it before, but after it happened, you knew it. He was supposed to not get away with it. Now, I'm not talking about putting in jail. This greed is perpetrated because people just have it, but they continue it because they benefit from it. They benefit from it. Now, first of all, look at this. A person who is not greedy will never have to steal. He will never have to commit a crime. Never have to commit a crime if he's not greedy. But not only that, he must have a system instituted that works with him, not against him. So if you're greedy, you're going to come up with a system that's going to work against somebody because you want to take advantage of it. And those who have been taken advantage of have been so trained not to be smart enough to stop it, because they say put them in jail, that's going to stop it. It's not going to stop it. Not only do people get greedier, people fall in a situation where they are in more desperate need of survival. And when you have that, it's not just what's happening in North Korea, like President Trump is trying to tell you. It's what's happening right here. Not what's happening in Iran, not what's happening in Afghanistan. It's happening right here. I told you about Granger, that The Angry Sky. This movie was probably done about 50 years ago. And it is diabolically directed to one person. Well, many people. But one person at this time that you can recognize. This woman said that her husband, Granger, the judge, wasn't smart enough to finish high school. But he was bold enough to try that game, that scam on people, until he worked himself into a judgeship. Now, not that many people would doubt that Donald Trump, we don't know how smart he is, but we wouldn't take him to no spelling bee. You know Donald Trump. Donald Trump speaks off the cuff. It tells you exactly what he is. He is a Judge Granger. Here's a dude who just wants to be the greatest, and if he's able to just bully you down, that you will stand back, and all of a sudden he's great. But there's a little black man named Dr. Martin Luther King. There's a little man of color named Gandhi. There's a white man named Abraham Lincoln. They call him black sometimes. But there's another man. He ain't got no color. You can't see him, you can't touch him, you can't feel him. But he got power. The power of existence. That lets us know that we are not that power. So, but the other power is in our hand. And we are losing it. Because what we consider as good, what is worthwhile, that we've basically given up. So I didn't want to talk to you that long, and I'm not going to try to make this into a long story. I'm going to try to end it right now. I want you to go and check that movie out. Go on whatever way you can. Facebook, YouTube, any kind of tubes. Go to the library, research the movie. Who produced Cheyenne Bodie. Everybody knows Cheyenne, especially a little older. You know, we used to watch Cheyenne. Cheyenne was a good guy. At least he made the movie was portrayed to present Cheyenne as a guy who cared about not just law, but people. The good man. Not the man who was trying to take advantage of them and rob you, but the man who was trying to get that man who was trying to rob you. And he was doing that because the people of the system had decided that the way to do this was to put him in jail. It never worked. So Cheyenne Bodie, law, as of today, got a constant job of creating criminals and then playing the game like you care. You do not care. You are lost. So what am I really saying about you, the people that I'm speaking to? I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that you have been drinking goat's milk for mom's milk. And the people that you hold in high esteem are those people who you are afraid of. You are afraid of them. And the answer to the solution of all the problems that we have is not God. It's not the devil. It's you and me. We fix this problem. And if you don't get your hands wet, everything I do is going to seem to have no whatever benefit. But it's yet necessary. Because if I don't do it, then the world will forget. And you are deadly in hell then. And it seems like no God cares. Because God outside of the world is not going to come to your rescue. If God can't be used by a body like you and me, you going down, brothers and sisters, just like that. So I'm telling you, the problems of the world are not just everybody else's. It's all of our problems. And it can only be fixed by us. Bye-bye.